All right. Hi, everyone. This is the Happy Aussie Vegan and Finley from NFT Football Club, or NFT FC. We are doing a introductory AMA Ask Me Anything questions for all of you who are in the Discord, who are wanting to learn a little bit more about the project. I'm just a helpful, friendly moderator. We've got Finley, the project founder, on, and I'm going to be just helping him get a few of these AMA questions out from Discord. We've had a bunch of questions in the AMA questions channel and a bunch of questions that have been floating around in the general chat. So I thought it might be good to, or Finley thought it would also be good to get a few of these out into a video so you can see who Finley is. You can see the vision behind the project and build a bit more, I guess, trust and connection to the project. So should we just fire off these questions, Finley?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. So the first question we had was, what's been the driver, or what has driven the vision for a football focused NFT?
I mean, the vision's just been linked to my own personal story, really. I know a lot of people know in the Discord already, but for any newcomers that are interested in the idea behind the project, I actually went to England when I was younger, around 19 or 20, and tried with a few professional clubs. I actually made it as a professional footballer in England. And a lot of people don't know necessarily the sacrifice that goes into being a professional footballer, especially one that is traveling halfway across the world. I was in Australia at the time, but I had to obviously move over to England to be a professional over there. So yeah, they just don't know what they actually have to face as a professional. Like, I wasn't earning much over there because it was a lower league. So most of the stuff I was earning, it was going into rent and food. And I was having to budget for food. Like, the main thing I say is I was living off like £1 sausage rolls from Greggs over in England. I don't know if any people from England know Greggs, but it's probably not the best food for an athlete to be eating, trying to make it as a professional. So that kind of inspired, obviously, my love for football anyway. I've been playing since, I could first remember, really. So I combine that with my love for graphic design and then the passion I got into the NFT space. It all just fit into one project. And yeah, I'm excited to get it underway.
Yeah, fantastic. It sort of sounds like this new world we're in, this new NFT world. You're trying to use this NFT world for good as well, and to do something completely unique and completely different, which is using NFTs and the community to support young footballers.
Yeah, it's a perfect way to do it through the NFT space. I mean, the first thing that stood out to me from the get-go in the NFT world was the community and just how helping people were. And then if you combine that with how decentralized it is, and it just allows you to support other people. And I mean, a lot of these projects now, they're supporting charities and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be a cool way to kind of sponsor people that were in my situation, and make their lives a whole lot easier, because there's so many players from around the world that are plenty good enough to make it, but they don't have the money to do it, or they just don't have the connections. So yeah, hopefully our project can help a lot of those players around the world.
Fantastic. And if we've learned anything, it's that NFTs can change the lives of many. So and we're early too. So
yeah, very early. Yeah,
brilliant. Can you touch on the launch and the drop structure just for a couple of moments, just to reiterate what you'll be doing that's a little bit different to other sort of generic 10,000 NFT sort of drops?
Yeah, so we decided to change the launch a couple of days ago now. We basically just want to show that we're in this for the long haul. And we're not one of these projects that just want to sell all 10,000 right off the bat, and then all of our roadmap objectives we'll get to at a later date. Our main vision is supporting athletes, and we want to show that we're actually doing it as we're getting holders on board. So we decided to break it up into a series of mini drops, the first one being on the 24th for all the original Discord members. And then from the 15th of December and every month after that, leading up to March, we're actually going to have 3 or 4 players for the community to decide who they want us to support. Okay. So by the end of it, we'll probably have 4 or 5 players. You can call it season 1 or whatever you want to call it, but we'll actually have NFT FC players that we're actually supporting from the holders' contribution in the mint.
Yeah, fantastic. So the first exclusive or OG drop is 24th November, and then the second drop 15th December, and it follows on every month from there.
Yeah, so we'll break it up. The 24th of November, we'll release 1,000 NFTs for the earliest community members. And then on the 15th of December, 2,000, and then every month after that, the last one being on March, we'll release the final 3,000 out of the 10,000.
Fantastic. A couple of questions in the AMA channel were around, will there be rarity properties and how will the rarity rankings work? Are you able to answer any questions on that?
Yeah, so the rarity will just be like the normal PFP drops. We'll actually have the different rarity layers. We have a few overtime layers in there that will be rare. And we'll actually look to do some things with those overtime layers in terms of having some special kits for a certain layer sent out, but we want to keep that as private as possible until we can actually release a kit.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll be normal. We'll look to get listed on Rarity Tools and all those other sites so you can actually compare the different rarities. But yeah, for sure, there will be rarity.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, but I think most people expected that. So I just want to clarify that point. The second question that was floating around was, I believe that you are going to be giving away real life football kits to the first 1,000 NFT holders. Is that correct? Just quickly on how that would work, on how that works.
So originally when we decided to do just the flat 10,000 drop at one go, we did have the 1,000 kits we were going to send out. The community got to decide out of 3 kits we got designed which one they wanted to choose, and they chose the white one, which you can see on the Discord now. But yeah, so when we changed the drop to the 1,000 OGs being able to mint on 24th of November, we saw it as a great way to kind of reward the people that were invested in the idea from the start. We definitely want to make that scene moving forward that we appreciate community contribution, and all the original supporters will benefit long term from sticking with us. So we decided it'd be a good way for the 1,000 kits we'd give to the first 1,000 people that would mint. Just makes it easier. So rather than having 1,000 or 10,000 people going onto a website at one time trying to order a kit, we thought it'd be a better way to just reward the community.
Fantastic. And are they just going to be obviously in good time once that timeline has passed? Will they just be posted out to people get the logistics lined up and posted out to people?
Yeah, so people will just be able to go onto the website, purchase a kit in their size, and send it out. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Very, very good. Another question from the AMA Discord, AMA questions channel is, what are the team's plans to ensure the Discord community is active, remains active and consistent over time? That's it's a good question actually. So
yeah, that's a good question. Obviously we do want to put a massive emphasis onto the community. I think it goes hand in hand really with football supporters, and having like a loyal fan base. We definitely want to get that right. So I think at the moment we've got about 10 moderators. We've got a community manager. We've got 2 people running giveaways. We do, and also having overtime on board as well. I feel like their community and their followers as well, we definitely want to try and replicate something similar.
Yep.
So we will, yes, of course, we'll be doing a lot of things to keep the community engaged. We'll be running some giveaways, some quizzes. We've got the tipping comp every week. So if you want, you can jump on, go into the tipping. It's just a little friendly tipping comp, no money involved. But if you do actually win the tipping each week leading up to launch, you get a free NFT.
That's generous.
Yeah. And we also have the Fantasy Premier League, which, I mean, we won't talk about too much because I'm getting my ass kicked in that. So we'll keep that on the down low.
Absolutely.
But no, yeah, we definitely do want to put a massive emphasis on the community. So yeah, make sure you jump in the Discord. The chat will be lively leading up to launch.
Fantastic. It sounds like there's a sort of something there for everyone. It sounds like if you're not into the fantasy football, you can do the tipping, or if you're not into the tipping, you got giveaways and competitions that are happening. So sounds like you've attacked it from different angles.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing as well is I mean, even though we're a football community, even if you've got no idea about football and you just want to be there to support players and actually see the content that we're going to create around their journey, I think it's just going to be a good, positive space for everyone. I know football fans love to banter back and forth, so we'll try and keep that friendly if we can. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. And just quickly, maybe a second question from myself, just for the people in the Discord who are new. Quickly, in a couple of sentences or less, who are Overtime? What does that collaboration mean? And just in a 101, who is Overtime? If people don't know who Overtime is.
So Overtime, they consider themselves a sports media company. They're a very modern day company. Their brand aligns with what we want to do moving forward. They've got 50 million followers across all platforms.
Wow.
They get 1.5 billion views per month on all their channels. So, I mean, that just goes to show the reach that they have in the sporting world.
Definitely.
And it's the exact target market that our brand is going to look to target in the future. So, I mean, and also the emphasis that they put on content creation around young people and young athletes.
Yep.
It's just going to be invaluable to the project. I mean, seeing that content and the player's journey to becoming a professional will just make it so much better, rather than just saying, oh, we've chucked X amount at this player and we hope the best for them.
Hope they do well. Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually going to have videos around them, their background, the community can engage in them. And also another thing about Overtime, not many people know because it's relatively new. They've got this little spin-off brand called Overtime Elite. And what they do is they're in the basketball world. And they actually have, I think they have 3 teams of high school basketball players, and they all get paid way more than I don't even think high school players get paid for playing in high school, but the Overtime Elite kids, they do get paid. They've got the proper facilities. They got 2 training courts and a main court with a big jumbotron.
Wow.
Massive setup. They've got funding from Kevin Durant, all these NBA players, Jeff Bezos's private investment company. So massive company, and to partner with them before launch is just going to be huge for us.
Fantastic. It sounds like they're in the game of also scouting young, talented players who maybe wouldn't have the connections or the exposure, which it seems to align with exactly what your vision is, which is to help and scout and find the good talent that deserves it to be given a good chance at having a crack at making it professionally.
Yeah, that's also that's the main reason they reached out, really, is they saw the vision of investing back into young players, and it just aligns perfectly with the NFT world.
100%.
And having that decentralized organization where you can actually do that. Yeah, they love the idea from the outset, and they also love the story behind the project as well.
Fantastic. Well, having those that team on board, I'm sure we'll see numbers flow through at different stages of the project too. So, combination of the things should see it be a great success. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Someone's asked about how many people are in the project. Perhaps you could just outline the people, not so much the moderators who are always there on hand to help, of course, but more people that are in the team. I believe there's 3 to 4 to 5, and if they're all going to be in the Meet the Team channel.
Yep. So we got myself, obviously the founder. Vision came from my struggles over in England. Got a passion for design, marketing, and branding. And then we've got Freddie. I know him from over in Sydney. He's got a massive interest in NFTs. He just knows so much about them. And he's also a technical director over here. So loves football, loves NFTs, extremely positive person. He'll just be a great help for the project and also finding those young players. And then we've also got Shady. So Shady's been a part of Chibi Dinos, Grade 8 Societies, wow. 2 or 3 projects that have sold out. So, I mean, that knowledge and actually having someone from the NFT space that has been there and done it and experienced it will just help as well.
Fantastic.
And then, yeah, we got Overtime on board as well. They're lending help from their design team, marketing team, PR team, tech team. Probably spoken to about 10 Overtime people personally, getting them on board, helping out with the project.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean, for a project that hasn't launched yet, we do have a lot of people behind the scenes working on stuff. And then we've got a team of great moderators. I think we've got about 9 or 10 moderators already, which will just be great for when the community does explode.
Yep.
And then, yeah, we got the community manager. We got someone running the Twitter studios. He's been a part of Great Apes, Chibi Dinos. He runs their Twitter as well.
Wow.
So a lot of experience in the NFT space, and obviously combine that with Overtime and their knowledge, it'll just be great.
Sounds like the team is a good mix of NFT passionates and people with experience in running or helping run projects, and then for football fanatics who have actually got their feet on the ground and have connections in the football world. So a good combination.
Yeah, for sure. That's the one thing I wanted to get right from the outset was, I mean, it would have been easy enough to just get people from the NFT world that had a bit of experience, but to actually then combine that with the passion for football. I mean, every one of our members that we've got on board love football. So we're hoping that passion can transfer over to the community as well.
Fantastic. Another question from the channel I might throw in. What are I guess if you could just name one or two, I mean, obviously there's many milestones in the project, but if you could name one or two of the milestones that you're looking forward to or really looking to really tick the box on, what would that be?
Obviously, the most fulfilling one for me would be sponsoring as many athletes as we can and actually seeing them turn their dreams into a reality. I personally know the joy of signing a professional contract. So to actually have those players on board that we sponsor, when one of them do sign a professional contract with a big club, that would just be amazing for myself, for the player, for the community. It's going to be huge. And then the other one being creating that the DAP, or the decentralized autonomous organization, where the community can vote on players, they can trade player cards, just making that all autonomous. That'll be another big milestone as well.
Okay, that's a great segue. So just on that, I guess the question that people have been asking in any NFT project in the last, I guess, couple of weeks is, utility. So we talk about the fact that we're going to be sponsoring and supporting young players. And you're talking about the idea of having player cards, tradable player cards, where you can see how those players actually perform in real life. Do you want to give our Discord users a bit more of a rundown of what does it mean to have player cards, and how can that potentially come back around to NFT holders? You talked about the royalties of secondhand sales and those sort of things. Can you chat about utility at a high level for a little bit?
Yeah, that's fine. I just think the sporting cards just go hand in hand with any football fan, sporting fan. You look at FIFA Ultimate Team, for example, people buying players to use them. A real world scenario is having collectible cards as well. And just the idea of linking it to NFT FC and having those young players where our holders can mint player cards and actually have an NFT of that player. When that player goes on to do great things, I mean, the value of that player card from when they were an amateur to a professional is just going to be huge. I don't want to give too much away in terms of how it's going to work in terms of the player cards themselves, because obviously the NFT space is just dramatically changing. So from now until a couple of months down the track, when we actually decide to do the DAO or the DAP, it will probably be a whole lot different and a whole lot easier for us to do as well. But it will entail, we're planning to have our own crypto token as well. So holders can use that token to buy and sell the cards on the app or the website, whichever one we decide to do.
Yeah, that might be a good concept to talk about in a separate AMA, perhaps, with once the group grows, to explain about the utility, the merchandise, discounted vouchers, all those sort of things. What's going to really benefit the NFT holder. We might save that one for another time.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone else has asked another question here. I believe the answer is yes to this. Is there a marketing plan? Perhaps no need to go into the finite detail, but at a high level, I'm imagining you've got a marketing plan and you're slowly executing things as you go along. Do you want to give that person a bit of an insight into what that looks like?
Yeah, we definitely do have a marketing plan. We're working on things now with Overtime of actually linking it to the sporting world. If we just went straight away with Overtime and tried to sell them all on the idea of NFTs first and then NFT FC, we wouldn't get much success out of that. So once we actually do have the player form where players can go on and sign up to be funded by us, then the marketing with Overtime will kick in. And we've also got, this is relatively new for the Discord, I haven't announced it yet, but we've got this company called Asia Token Fund on board. And they're a crypto PR media company. They've helped a lot of other projects. They have around 60,000 Discord members. And their reach, not only just around the world in general, but in the Asian countries as well, is massive. Obviously, they're called Asia Token Fund for a reason. But yeah, I feel like reaching out to those Asian countries as well for the project will be massive. I know they're football crazy as well. So
Yes.
if we can somehow tap into that market as well and actually have all those NFT lovers over in Asia on board the NFT FC idea, it will be huge. So yeah, we're hoping the Asia Token Fund partnership is going to be big for the project.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, for anyone watching this and following along, you know, it's clear Finley and the team have a plan, a good plan and a good foundation. But it's, as NFTs are evolving every week and every minute, just about, it looks like, you know, Finley, you're continually working at it, you're pressing forward, and you're not being complacent. You're trying to get new collaborations happening and keeping all of your avenues open, which is really good. So
yeah, definitely.
Well, probably got time for maybe 2 more questions if you're keen. And then we might save some of the more in detail stuff for perhaps a later AMA for everyone in the Discord. We might quickly ask. Okay, we might quickly ask about collaborations with other players. I'm not sure if that means professional players that are professionals that are playing already, or if that's players that we scout. Do you want to just touch on the idea of collaborating with other players? Just give us a sort of 101 on what that looks like.
Yeah, definitely. We are, with the collaboration with players, obviously with Overtime's reach and some of the agencies they know with professional players, we are definitely hoping. I mean, you see a lot of projects that are just doing one-of-one NFTs that their community are able to get. We are hoping that we can get a lot of professional players on board to do a few special collaborative NFTs. And then obviously when the merchandise stuff kicks in as well, we'll probably look to do some professional player collaborations there. But yeah, it will definitely mean professional players. Obviously, it then brings the mammoth task of actually getting one on board, but we will be doing everything we can to pursue that. And we just know that'll bring massive value to the community as well.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, look, I'm super bullish on the project or your project. When you mix NFTs and all the collaborations and all the giveaways and all the community that's built into an NFT, and then you mix it with footballers, you're almost tapping into 2 separate worlds there. So it sounds like if you can bring those 2 worlds together and really tap in, and I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of, you know, highly regarded professional footballers from England or from any continent, any country, that really believe in the idea. Once they're on board, this project, as already is great, but is going to be even bigger and better once we have the support from the people that see what you're doing. So yeah, very, 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 very exciting times ahead. So guys, definitely stay on board and stay with us and enjoy the journey along the way. Final question, which has been asked a number of times in the general chat. Just a refresher, okay? The whitelist the whitelist per se isn't happening, but it's now called the OG list or the OG role. Do you want to just give a quick rundown again, a refresher? How does the OG role work, and what do people need to do to make sure they get in for the OG drop, the first drop, 24th of November?
Yeah, so we did originally for the 10,000 drop that we were going to do on the 15th of November. The criteria was to be level 5 in Discord. But now obviously we're changing it to the 1,000 on the 24th of November. And the whole idea of trying to benefit the early community is going to be open to anyone that's in the Discord right now. And then anybody else that flows in with all the marketing we're doing, they'll be eligible for it as well, because we still consider them early community members. I mean, we haven't even launched the project now, so everybody that's on board now is very, very early. We do
Early
plan to be a
days.
very long-term project. So if you do want to be on the whitelist, I think we're going to look at about 600 whitelisted people for the 24th of November, with everybody being able to mint 2.
Maximum of 2. Yep.
Maximum of 2. Yep. And then obviously if there's 600, if not everybody buys 2 and there's some left over at the end, then after a couple of hours, we'll probably open it up to the public or anybody else that flows into the Discord after that.
Yep.
But yeah, sorry, if you do want to get that OG, you just OG role, you go on to our Discord, you go into OG whitelist, go on to the Google form, put in your wallet address, and then there's a little message underneath that you can react to, and it will give you the little OG role.
Fantastic. So a couple of steps: fill out the form, wallet address in, so that way you've got the correct information, that they feel confident you've got the right information for their OG spot. And then that's as easy as that. So we're really rewarding early supporters here.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I mean, as well, if you buy a kit, you get a free NFT as well. Sorry, if you buy an NFT, you get a free kit.
So. Correct. It's one of the more generous. I mean, a lot of projects like to reward their early adopters, which is what I love to see in all projects that I'm in as well. But you're obviously rewarding them in multiple ways, which is really encouraging. So, guys, if you haven't got your OG role yet, get in there and get that done. And well, this has been a very productive AMA. We've covered off probably 95% of the core questions that people are asking. We highly encourage everyone to pop the questions into the AMA questions channel. You can reach out to a friendly moderator or Finley himself, who actually is in the Discord just about every day, if not every day. So we might wrap it up there in terms of recording. We hope you enjoyed the AMA, guys. And Finley, any last words that you wanted to, any messages for the Discord channel?
No, I think we covered a lot today. If you do ever have any questions, feel free to privately message me on Discord. I know a lot of other projects you can't message the founders of the project, but I'm going to try and keep my settings so anybody can message me. Obviously, with that comes a lot of spam, but
yeah,
I'll filter through all that and get back to your questions if they're urgent, or you can just pop them in the questions channel. And our friendly moderators will help out. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, the project hasn't even started yet, and I'm just so passionate about the vision already and just can't wait to get started.
Fantastic. All right, we might stop recording there. Thank you to all who will be watching this. Hopefully this answers all the questions, and any more questions we're happy to answer.
Cool, cheers.